All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So in this one, I feel like I need to ask the question here: what is going on with the offensive line for the New York Jets? I feel like I can't be the only fan here that is looking at this Patriots game this Sunday and saying to myself, you know what? I need to see something positive from this Jets offensive line. We all know how the offseason went. Fans, I felt like a lot of people were clamoring for additions slash upgrades at the offensive line, whether we're talking left side, right side, but specifically at the tackle position, just because we had a lot of uncertainties there. It's completely fair to say, okay, well, hold on. Becton missed the past 2 years. Will he look like the same player? Will he get hurt again? Dwayne Brown, he's coming off, he's battling a shoulder injury and didn't even practice. I mean, he missed pretty much the majority of training camp. And then we factor in the whole starting five offensive line playing together, right? Like these guys just as a unit don't really have much time playing as one cohesive bunch. We can talk about players flip-flopping positions like Billy Turner and Max Mitchell, and Joe Tippmann is lining up at, center and guard. It was just a bunch of moving parts, right? I felt like the variables on the pieces on the offensive line, it was just like almost a different story every single week, right? That's really how it felt. And so we fast forward to this season and, the regular season rather, and the Jets couldn't pass protect in that week one home opener against the Bills, right? Of course, Aaron Rodgers goes down, but he was hit multiple times before that. Zach Wilson was hit multiple times after the Rodgers injury, right? Wilson was just getting rushed. We then look at week two. The Jets couldn't pass protect still. We couldn't run block either. Everybody, all these videos are floating around social media of Micah Parsons doing his thing, ripping by Connor McGovern, flying by Dwayne Brown, just completely impacting the game in such a massive way. And granted, the Buffalo Bills and the Dallas Cowboys here, both teams have good defensive lines, both teams have good defensive coaches, both teams are deep and talented. So, and of course, we're only 2 weeks into the season. But I feel like that's why I'm a bit annoyed, because it's like, we had all off season. We're looking at the first two games. Offensive line production hasn't really gone our way. And I've been monitoring just the availability, of the guys throughout the week. And I feel like now is kind of the time to really ask this question here. And again, I feel like I can't be the only one that's concerned about the longevity of the line for the entire NFL season here. So we're getting reports that Mekhi Becton missed practice. Dwayne Brown has missed practice during this week. Becton has been limited. Brown has missed multiple practices here. Sulla actually came out and said that Dwayne Brown is dealing with a hip injury now, which is a new injury. It's not the shoulder that he's been dealing with. A couple days ago, Connor McGovern came out and said that, he felt like the Jets were just one block away every single, like really throughout the entire game against Dallas. Is it too much to ask for just a normal offensive line? I'm not asking for the Jets to have a top 3, top 5 unit. Would that be great? Absolutely. But it's just, it's just not realistic at this point in time. But can we be average? Can we be top 15? Can we be top 16? Or is that too much to ask for? I got to be honest, it does make me nervous that A, we're having guys constantly miss practice. B, guys are, either coming back from big injuries or are already starting to feel a little beat up. C, we haven't really seen that on-field production so far. Again, it's only been 2 weeks, but we just haven't really seen that closure to say, okay, this is our group. We feel great about it moving forward. And then last but not least, D, it doesn't seem like the Jets, Joe Douglas specifically, feel the need to add a starter, add a backup, add a depth piece. They just feel content. And the same thing can be said with quarterback too. It's Zach Wilson, Tim Boyle, Randall Cobb. Those are that's the quarterback room right now. And Sulla did say that, he is hoping to get Aaron Rodgers in the building at some point next week, which is a positive, but it's not like Rodgers is going to be playing. It's not like, if Zach Wilson were to go down with injury, A-Rod could step in. So there is that pause, right? I mean, I'm looking at a guy like Lyle Collins, who's out in the free agency market, who's currently hurt. he's coming back dealing with what, he has to do, like the rehab process with the ACL, which was why he was released from the Bengals in the first place. They didn't want to pay him all the money when they already have two starting tackles that they feel good about because they did bring in Orlando Brown. But I mean, man, I look at Lyle Collins right now as a guy who the Jets could bring in. He, in a few weeks, when Collins is ready to go, he's healthy, he could step in immediately and be an upgrade. He can be an upgrade. I think you could plug him in at right tackle and you can either move Becton over to the left side, or you can keep rolling with Dwayne Brown, or, if somebody's struggling, you can just replace that player with Collins. There's a lot of different things that you can do, but the point is, I really need to see something positive from this offensive line against the Patriots. This is, I really do not want to be hopping on for recap videos after games talking about offensive line shortcomings being one of the reasons why we lose. That's not something that I envision. It's not something that I want to do moving forward throughout the course of the season. So we got to get better here on the offensive line. And my panic level is starting to creep up as the days go by, as, reports come out every single practice that, specific players, big name tackles here are just frankly unavailable to practice. But at the same time, Saleh says that they should be fine, they should be good to go for the game, but they're not good enough to practice. So strange stuff. I want a normal offensive line at this point. Just average. That's what I'm shooting for. Top 15, top 16. I think if we can get average offensive line play, this Jets team with this defense, with the weapons, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, all these different guys, we can be a force to be reckoned with. I really do believe that. And of course, assuming that Hackett prepares a good game plan and Zach Wilson, isn't turning the ball over, he's making good decisions with the football, and so forth and so on. I mean, Saleh and this coaching staff, they continue to praise Zach Wilson, how he's a different quarterback, and all these different great things, and that's great. Hopefully we can see that, but in order to see that, we have to have production from the offensive line in pass pro. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Am I crazy? Am I overthinking it? Do you want the Jets to make a move here? I'm not saying go trade top end picks to go land like elite tackle, like an elite tackle at this point in the season. I'm just saying, hey, let's scan the free agency market. Let's check out other teams, maybe swing tackles, and see if we can bring him in on a cheap trade, right, where it's like a late round pick or something. I really don't think it would hurt. I'm totally fine giving away a future 6th round pick or something like that, a future 5th round pick, if it means that we can get some consistent solid play up front, if it means to go get a guy from another team. But again, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thanks so much. Enjoy your Friday. And as always, go Jets.